when it's time to heal and feel, be real. You just gotta take your time, unwind and chill. Cause now it's time to love yourself. Build emotional and mental health. Cause Black woman, it's time to heal and feel, be real.
Hey y'all, we're back with another episode for Black Woman Healing Podcast, and I'm Myra.
And I'm Danica.
And we got something juicy to talk about today. So this is an episode curated by Danica, but I'm going to bring us in. So I'm going to start off with our regular this or that. So as y'all both know, I hope, we're licensed therapists. That is how we actually met each other through school, whatever. So Danica had the question of Zoom or in-person therapy sessions. And I don't know if she means for us seeing our clients or for us seeing our therapists, because we are therapists who do go to therapy. So can you clarify?
That is a good clarification. I'm going to say, for you as a therapist,
Seeing my client.
seeing your clients. Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to do virtual because I like to clean the house in between, cook my food, have a snack, diddly-daddly, go for a walk around the neighborhood, go run my errands, come back, take sessions in my car. Yeah, I do all the things. I actually don't see clients in person, and I haven't seen clients in person in 3 years.
Yeah. Likewise, I haven't seen clients in person. Well, actually, I did have a client I tried to see in person, but it had been a client for so long during like COVID and everything. Then once we tried, I think that they were just like, sometimes they would be like, oh, can we just do Zoom? Like you get so used to the comfortability and the accessibility of it all.
Yeah.
But before COVID, I was an in-person therapist, like I had never did an online or Zoom or whatever telehealth session. And so I do kind of miss it. Sorry, I think like when you're in person, even now, we do our stuff. Matter of fact, thinking of that, we do some of our podcast episodes online through an app called Riverside Link. And it's different. Like the body language, certain things you can't feel, the aura. Sometimes we can, though. Sometimes we'll be like, that was a little interesting.
Yeah.
But you can't see the rest of a person's body. They decide what they want to show you.
True.
Somebody could be over there tapping their leg real hard the whole time.
You'll never know.
So I think that I do like it. I like the accessibility of it. All like you just said, as a therapist too, being able to do all these different things in between versus the commute in LA. Fair enough, but if I had to choose, I'm gonna choose the telehealth just because I done got used to the convenience. But I understand the in person, and I might try to do it again at least one day for people. Because I do think nowadays people are starting to get, like, some people who are requesting therapy have been like, do you do in person? And I'll be like, and they be like, dang, I kind of want somebody in person. And I'll be like, yeah, this is all I got. They'll still accept it. But it would be nice to be able to give them an option.
Why do you feel like people want in person?
People want to socialize. I think people actually want to meet a therapist in person. Therapy is vulnerable.
Yeah.
And so I'm already about to tell you all my stuff. Can we do an icebreaker? Can I see you?
Do you hug clients?
If they're engaged, and it depends on what's going on.
Okay.
But if they engage in the hug, I'll hug you back. Yeah. What about you?
No, I only ask that because I feel as though when I'm thinking about my clients, they have the option to step away for a second to like recoup themselves if they need to. They could go grab their water. They could go pet their pet if that's something that they need to do. My clients smoke when we talking. I don't care. You can smoke a little weed. Like, you can't come smoke in my office. But you could do all those things in the comfort of your home if you're having a hard time. I feel as though, like, in person, I am somebody who, like, if you cry, I'm going to hug you. I don't know what it is about people I don't know. I tend to do that. And so I'm like, I don't want to be hugging people all day. So I like that you could do all your things to help yourself out. I also think that's why I like seeing my therapist virtually. Like, I could go do all the things too, and I don't have to reach out for a hug when I'm about to start crying. It's just something about like you have all your things in your home, and I feel like that brings you something. So
that's fair. Your self-soothing like techniques and things are already there. You kind of are like through the session, you're helping to teach them to use their natural resources versus if you're in a session, they may
Yeah.
not have the things to go utilize,
Yeah, I
That's
just
fair.
realized I actually lied.
Oh,
Because I do walk and talk therapy.
I was
How did I forget about
thinking
that?
about this.
So
I'm
even though
like,
I said like I don't see clients in person, I'm thinking about the typical like couch, but I do walk and talk
and
therapy.
it's amazing, right?
But I do it because again, I'm giving you something to lean on, which is we walking and we talking.
Lean on that tree. It's starting to cry. And Myra's like, there's the tree right there.
What the fuck?
What are you doing? What y'all? Okay, if they start crying, what do you do?
Tanika, really? No, I'm saying like the walking. Like I feel like walking is a sense of like a tool to use. Like
Well,
we can
yeah.
speed up the walking if you need to. We can walk a little bit slower. We can take a moment to breathe in the fresh air. It sounds very corny, but I'm just thinking of like all those other things that you can implement. So I don't know, it's something about being on that couch and talking. I don't like it anymore.
That is fair. That is starting to sound a little icky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see the pros and the cons and all the things, and I think it's really. And you just did a snippet where she was talking about our Healing on the Daily Black Women Healing Podcast mugs, and Myra talks about how you have to find a therapist that's right for you, and really taking your time to do that.
Yes.
And so that's what it's reminding me of. You want to walk and talk, you can. If you want to be in your car, if you want to be puffing on a little vape,
Yep.
don't do that in my session. You got one time. I'll let you get and put it. That's what they be trying to do. They like, and then I see that little smoke. All right, I see you. You got one more time because you ain't about to be high in the session. Now we don't know what's going on. You desensitized.
Oh my god.
You got a few little times, but you get to decide that.
Yes.
So
Definitely.
all right, with our this or that.
Bring us into the episode. What we talking about today?
About to get
Let's let the
juicy,
people
y'all.
know.
About to get juicy. All right, so we're going to be talking about recovering after cheating. Ooh.
Where is there we go.
Ooh.
And you know what's interesting that she's saying boo? Because Danica is someone that is, how do I describe her? Like she's very understanding. And when I say that this is going to be an interesting conversation around cheating. And I feel like my views on cheating have changed, especially now that I'm at the age where it's happening so much around me.
Mm-hmm.
So this will be an interesting conversation. Please don't feel like we're taking sides on any particular thing. Just hear us out.
Oh, definitely. Y'all know we're going to give both sides of it.
Yes.
So don't even worry.
Yes.
But we're going to get into this. And we about to get personal, vulnerable. So tune in.
Yes.
So first we got to start off with what is cheating for us, because it's different universally, it's different individually.
Yes.
So what would you say cheating is for you?
I would say getting involved emotionally and physically are both cheating for me. And what I mean by that is if you're having this deep conversation with someone that is too vulnerable, too open, it feels like it's much deeper than a close friendship. I feel like that's emotionally cheating. And I also feel like any type of sex is emotionally cheating.
Let's go back to the first part.
The emotional part?
Because what does that really mean, though? It's more, what'd you say? How'd you say it? Because that's subjective now.
I feel like if the person is bringing you a comfort that your partner would usually give you, it's going too far. I feel as though, because I have a lot of male friends. And when I first started dating my partner, he was like, this is real different. Like, you have a lot of male friends. Like, what is going on here? And they're attractive men. They're not attractive to me, though. But I lean on them the same way I would lean on my brother. Like, if I'm having a hard time, they're going to help me through it. They're going to talk me through it. But I think that we all know there is a certain level of how you talk to your partner versus how you talk to your friend. Being a little bit too available is a little concerning. Like, calling at 2 a.m., I don't know what's going on there. I think it's circumstantial, though.
Yeah.
Because it could be like, I could call any of my male friends at 2 a.m. and say, hey, my mom is having a hard time. Can you go check on my mom? And they will go do it. But if I'm calling them at 2 a.m. being like, hey, I couldn't sleep. Why am I calling you? What are we talking about here? I think there's just levels to it. And I think we know without saying.
Ooh, that just got deep real quick.
Yeah.
Because I'm even thinking already about gender. Because you can call your women friends at 2 a.m., But before we even get into that, let's go to the first part, like you said, talking about this emotional cheating.
Yes.
I think that it's a feeling you get too. You know,
Yeah.
like it's a feeling you get where you're like, this conversation feel a little crossing the line here.
Yes.
And nobody can tell you that feeling but you.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is definitely it's an internal, your own internal feeling. If you having that feeling, that means you need to exit because you are crossing the line
Yes.
already. Like you just said, like the topics. Um, yeah, what y'all talking about? You know, is y'all talking about what y'all would do if y'all was together? If y'all talking about sex? Are y'all talking like what are y'all talking about?
Yeah, no.
Did y'all have prior history? Right? If y'all have had prior history, it's levels to that. Not just because I don't think that you can't like be cool with people you've messed with in the past. But at that point, in my opinion, it should be a very like just cordial.
Yes.
You good? Hey,
Totally
all right,
agree.
great. You know, like we don't need to continue nurturing this relationship because it's too complex
Mm-hmm.
and it can easily lead to this emotional cheating.
Yes.
But to even go further to that, because now I want to talk about this gendered piece.
Okay.
Because you can cheat with a woman too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right. And so in thinking of that, sometimes I think people get comfortable with their women friendships thinking that's not going to do anything. So it's all those things. The same applies for your women friendships or if you're a man friendships or whatever gender you apply to, whoever the other sex is, it applies to it.
Totally applies.
Yes.
Yes.
So emotional. If I'm looking at a text message and the text messages, y'all sending heart eyes and emojis and stuff. What's going on here, right? Suspicion. So we agree with that.
I totally agree with that. Yes.
Okay. Emotional cheating.
Yes.
Physical cheating.
Any type of private parts involved, you're cheating.
What about a kiss?
Yes, that's cheating. What is y'all kissing for? Like if you
kiss on the cheek, on the forehead.
It depends because my Hispanic friends, my Hispanic male friends, they kiss me on the cheek, but that's something they do with everyone. So that's like an understood thing between me and my partner. But my other friends, the fuck we kissing for? Even if it's on the cheek. Don't even hug me too tight.
Don't even hug me too tight.
Unless I'm down and out, I'm depressed, I'm going through something. Hug me with all your might. But other than that, why are we getting that close? Back up.
A church hug, y'all. That's what
exactly.
That's what it's called. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Okay. That's fair. Private parts, anything that's too physically involved. Again, I think that internal feeling you get, that energy of like, I don't know. Something feels like it's going on here. If it's too much temptation, it's time to take a step away. I don't have as many male friends as Myra. Myra has a lot of male friends and they're attractive too. I have one male friend who lives in Louisville, Kentucky. He's married now. They just celebrated their 9th anniversary.
Wow. Congrats to y'all.
Congrats to y'all.
That's beautiful.
Kiki. But he's been my best friend since I was 14.
Wow.
And so we've seen a lot of life together, but I do think, to your point, once you get in relationships and once you get older, you recognize the friendship has to look different. So I did used to be over his house like 2 a.m. We just chilling, watching TV, going out to eat, doing the things when we were younger. And it was innocent, you know, like we were having a good time. We've never crossed any lines, nothing ever. It's never felt uncomfortable. But as we got older, things did have to change. Some of them natural. Actually, I don't think we've ever even had a conversation of like, we can't do this anymore.
I had to have one of those conversations before. That's why I'm like, yes.
Okay, hold on. Tell me about it. Go ahead.
It's short. It was very weird. So I have this close friend. His name is Moses. And when he went away to me and Moses used to ride to school, ride home from school, talk on the phone all night till like 2 a.m. That was our thing. Got to college. We kind of kept the same thing going. He went to Tuskegee. I went to San Diego. We still kept this going. But then he started dating this girl. And then he's like, he just stopped calling me. So I kept calling him like, hey, because now I'm worried. Because we kind of like cousins. And he basically had to call me when he was away from her and was like, hey, every time you call, this picture of you pops up. And he had like this funny nickname. And she was like, oh, nah, like that's not cool. Like you gotta.
Boo.
It said something like Myra Bookie Boo Bestie or something. I don't remember. But anyway, he had to change my name on the phone. He had to start talking to me as much. And then he had to like delete my picture. And I was like, dang.
Delete your picture?
It sucks to be a bad bitch.
me, what picture was he using? Did he have the swimsuit picture of you at the beach?
No, it
that
was
is a
literally
bit
like a picture of me like smiling. Like it was just a
Dang.
regular
See,
picture.
now, I don't know about that. That's the problem.
But then he found out she was crazy. So,
I
but I
was-
tried to tell him, I was like, that's a little bit weird, Moses. Like, if you read our text messages, it's literally us cracking jokes on people. Like, there's nothing suspicious there. So why? And that literally changed like the trajectory of our friendship for a little bit. Like,
Definitely.
we don't talk all the time anymore. We maybe
Mhm.
talk once a month. Like, it really changed it, which sucks because I'm like, you and that girl didn't even work. And now we got to be here. And now we're trying to figure out in our 30s, what does it mean for us to be close again? Because now I'm finding out you got all this stuff going on that you didn't tell me about that I would have been in the loop about. But all because that relationship changed it.
Yeah. But and this is, also to him, that's him respecting his relationship.
But my friend
And
Kevin,
so-
no, he broke up with that girl that had a problem with me.
And that's okay too.
He was like, I can't do this. I'm never going to not be friends with Myra.
I think that both is okay. Like, I wouldn't fault my friend, any of my friends, if they did decide to, just because that's respecting a relationship.
Yeah,
and again,
that's true.
cheating is different. Like, it's subjective. So for that girl, maybe that smiling picture, maybe that smiling picture was cheating. So that was him respecting his relationship. But also, like your other friend, Kevin, who was like, no, like this, like Myra's a part of my life. You have to accept it. I respect that too. We talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
Of like your friendships, especially nowadays, they're more than likely going to be here
Longer than the
partner.
romantic
relationship.
Yep.
And it sucks to say, but it's just the truth. So your friendships are important. Now you might have to switch and change around how they look.
Yeah.
But I'm not ever going to tell my friend, Ian is going to be in my life forever. That's my best friend's name. He's going to be here forever. We might have to modify, we might have to change some things to respect my relationship.
That's okay.
But he gonna be here.
Yes.
And he's been here. Like I said, 14 years old.
Yes.
Like,
me and Moses 14 also.
that's wild.
Well, actually 13. Yeah.
So little. We were so little,
Yep.
But in thinking of that, I don't know. For us, it just happened naturally, His wife, I call her my bestie-in-law.
Aw, that's sweet.
And it's never been no problems, no animosity. Like, when I go home, me and my best friend, we might go to lunch with each other.
But this is how it should be. Like, there should be space for us to have more male and female relationships. Because I think that women can't always carry the load. Sometimes we need a man. And what I mean by that is, like, I think of situations where my mom was like moving and nobody could help, and me having to call my male friends, and they handle it so much so when I'm in San Diego, my mom is in Inglewood, they're over there doing stuff for her that a woman may not be able to do. Like, not saying women can't do certain things, right? But I'm just saying, like, the heavy lifting, taking on the load, the doing X, Y, and Z things, the being there for her to give her a male perspective on things. So I think it's so important to have men in your life. Like, we can't knock not having these type of relationships. They're important.
They are.
And I stand firm on that.
Then it's the piece of nowadays as an adult trying to build friendships with men. I'm talking about a man, and you are, since I was a kid. It worked out, I think, because we were younger.
Yeah,
now, when I try to be friends with men, it just never stays in that moment.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's because people are not able to separate it,
Mm-hmm.
but it just feels like it's not able to get to a true friendship because I agree. Like, I'm out here, and I like all of my, like, the men that I know are back home. So when I am moving, I gotta call my friends and ask their boyfriends and husbands, and or now Myra put me on TaskRabbit, so I'll call TaskRabbit. But the point I'm trying to make is it's different nowadays. It's more difficult to have like genuine friendships with the opposite sex if you are heterosexual, and so I think
with same sex too.
That's
another
back
episode,
to that point. That's a whole nother episode. But it's more difficult. But I desire that so much. I think about, I'm like, dang, like, I do wish that I had like that to call, like, hey, can you help me with this? Or even just like you just saying, the different perspectives. Like, coming to the events. I know I have a lot of Black women friends. And again, I think you all's partners and husbands and stuff, like, I do feel like they're my friends too.
Yeah.
But it's, you know what I'm saying? It's different.
Still not the same.
It's not the same as like my friend Ian. But it's more difficult, and I think it's because those lines can be more blurry.
Because I think we're unicorns. Like, not a lot of people have opposite sex as friends.
Yeah, if they haven't stayed from a kid or from
Yeah.
younger,
It's
then
very uncommon.
that is true.
Yep.
We got a little off topic, but we about to get back on. We talking about cheating still.
Yes.
And so basically we were talking about what cheating is for us. So we said emotional cheating. So that's anytime you have that internal feeling,
Mhm.
crossing the lines, talking about things. If you are now using this person to supplement what your person is doing, cheating, sex, kissing, private parts, forehead kisses, kiss anything. Look,
Hugging too tight.
anything can be cheating. Let's talk about some personal stories.
Ooh.
How'd you even find out what cheating was? Did your mom tell you, your dad, aunt,
Oh my
uncle?
gosh, y'all. Actually, this is embarrassing, but I'm going to share it anyway.
Let me sip
My mom
tea.
had me with binoculars following my dad. And I was like, Mom, I don't know if you see that, but that's a woman that he's going in the house with. Yeah, my stepmom.
You seen it?
Mm-hmm.
Your stepmom.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's how I learned at an early age what cheating was. Yeah. My mom has been cheated on a lot, and I've been like her road dog, like through it all. And I always question, like, why allow yourself to go through the same thing multiple times and we're just doing drive-bys? Like, I shouldn't be doing this with you. But y'all, I'm going to shamelessly plug my book. After Him, I Remember Me. It is a story about a woman who is trying to live life with this man that she thinks that she's in love with. And ultimately, she finds out that he's living this alternate life. And then she starts to realize that how can I have a daughter who has an awareness that this is going on? What is she then going to do? Because she sees her mom doing this. And the mom ultimately learns what it means to do something different. But I'll let y'all read the book. I'm not going to give it all away. But yeah.
I'm excited for this.
But then it's crazy that as you get older, though, cheating looks different. Because back then we were following my dad, right? And then following my mom's boyfriend. But now it sucks because I have a lot of friends who are in a season of finding out they're getting cheated on, but it's through social media.
Dang.
Like seeing a woman post a picture of themselves and you in the background on the fridge. It's a picture of you. Yeah, so
So hard.
I hate it, but that's the times we live in now.
Oh my goodness. But to your point too about how like your first experience of knowing what cheating is, like you said back in the day of being a drive-by thing.
Yep.
The same friend who got pregnant when they were 14, her mom would do drive-bys with us. And that was my first knowledge of cheating. So we would be driving in her car. She'll be playing, y'all. This is how I know, like Michelle. She'll be playing Michelle. You say I don't love you.
It's like a movie, like a black BT movie. What?
She be playing it, we in her. And so then, oh my goodness. So we'll go over there, and it's almost like you're hurting your feelings on purpose. Like, you know you're going to see this. You know your feelings are going to be hurt. You're going to keep doing this, like you said. We'll drive by, and she'd be like, oh my goodness, that's that bitch. Like, he's here. His name was Gary.
Black women catch the
Gary,
cheating out loud, though. I feel like white women do it so, like,
oh, they're going to.
quietly.
It's because they're planning. They're going to plan and they're going to figure out the way of their exit that's going to be the best. You're not going to know. They probably done saved up their little money. They might even stay. They might be plotting on you for 20 years. You would never know. We, usually black women, our emotions.
Yeah.
We're angry. We can't hold that in for that long. We don't know how to do that. No. Even if they stay, you know, like she would call him, cuss him out. Gary, I know you're at that bitch's house. And then be singing Michelle again. It's something in my heart.
You really know all the
Girl.
words.
Like,
oh my God.
What are you doing all of this for? To then Mr. Gary back at the house. Is that Mr. Gary's car across the street? He's back. That was my first, and I've told my mom this now because she didn't know about this. She didn't know we was doing drive-by. I was like 12, y'all.
Oh my God.
But yeah, Mr. Gary be right back over there. And so that was my first like, I guess personal, like seeing it. Like, what is it, you know? But it was very confusing. Like, why, like you just said, why would you keep doing this?
It makes me think about like when a snake bites you, are you gonna go chase the snake and be like, why you bite me? You gonna let the snake bite you, or you gonna move on and be like, get away from me, I'm
run.
out of here.
I've lost a shoe.
But I
running from a
also,
snake.
like, now that I'm older, I think it's okay to give a little bit of grace in cheating.
Then let's talk about that.
But I think there are circumstances around it, right? Like, I think that maybe you have a rough patch in the relationship and that happens and you two work through it. But if, like, it happens and I'm thinking we're working through it and then it's happening more and more, what are we doing here? Like, you had your chance to be human, but now you're a little bit too aware about what you're doing. What is happening here?
That becomes an internal problem, right?
Yeah.
Like a person needs to work through that on their own, and sometimes you can't do that in relation to another person. So that was my like first, the act of cheating, seeing it throughout my life up until last year. I had never been cheated on. At least I don't know, right? Unless the person or the people did it secretly.
They kept it real clean
Yeah.
if they did.
This person I was with last year, they told me that they cheated on me, which is like, what? Like mind blowing. They told me. It hurts so bad because why would you cheat on me?
Right.
Like I'm good.
Was you losing your mind?
I'm good. And he was, right? But I'm great. Like, why would you cheat on me? And I'm a person who I'm down to have these conversations. Like, meaning if you are having thoughts of like, before you do it, like you can come to me and say, dang, there's this fine woman at work. I've been having these weird, like I want to have conversations like that because if I'm going to be in a long-term, hopefully marriage with you, stuff is going to come up.
Right, for you also, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the fact that this person didn't have it in them to be able to do that and they made a decision, not only for them, but for me at that point. Once you cheat, you're making I don't have an option here.
Yeah.
I didn't get a choice.
Yeah.
And so they told me, which I appreciate. Everybody, like a lot of people, not everybody, were like, why would he tell you that he should have kept it to himself? I actually respect him way more for telling me because
That
then
would have came out later.
I finally got an option.
Yeah.
I now get to decide if I want to stay with this man or not. And so, and I agree, it comes out in different ways. And that's what was happening to him. He felt like that he was being tormented by God. He was having dreams and all types. Like, yeah, he was being tortured in a way. Yeah. And sometimes everybody has different conscious and what's the word I'm looking for? Like morality. People have different moralities and values that change how something like cheating would impact them.
For sure.
But for me, it was a no. Like I don't and I can't move past that. And in my opinion, it's because this is me knowing myself. I can't get past that. Like I'm not. I think that I would continue to bring that up and I would question the relationship. I also think that it was I think if I was with somebody for a long time and it happened, it was too fresh. Like we haven't even been together that long. You can't even keep it together for a few years before we go start. Like you can't no, you have some internal work to do if you cannot not engage in other sexual relations or whatever relations with another person so quick. Now, if I was with somebody married to them, like I said, a few years, 10 years, whatever the years is, and there's an investment there.
Yes.
And I know this person, they have been true and honest and loyal to me for X amount of years because that's my evidence that this person.
It's a different conversation.
That's my evidence that this person, they can do it, they want to do it, they're in a space to do it. They just may be in a space and that like years down the line, years. That like, okay, life happens. And like you said, it may not even be them, it may be me. And at that point, I would also want grace. So it's so many different factors, but it's an individual choice.
But then it makes me think about like, if we're thinking about a fresh relationship recovery versus a marriage recovery, like what do you feel like that will look like? Because I'm thinking about a fresh relationship. Like I stand with you in that if it's a fresh relationship, bye, I'm getting out of there. But if it's a longer relationship, I would also be more willing to work it out. But I'm curious what that looks like as far as like the recovery part. Like, how are you thinking about that?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I mean, I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, so I have had couples
your
counseling.
shit, girl.
Yeah, I have had couples who have dived into infidelity. It's a long road. It is a long road, y'all. I would even say
long.
A lifelong road.
Yes.
But the first piece is sitting in that. Let's be true. Like, let's be truthful of how it happened, why it happened, not rushing that process. Like, sometimes the person who did cheat, they were like, I'm tired of talking about this. and the person who did cheat, they don't want to talk. Like, no, you need to sit in those
I
feelings.
don't think you have the choice if you did it.
Nah, sometimes they be
I don't
trying
feel
to-
like you should have the choice to decide how long we talk about it or not. I
Mhm.
feel like I should have that choice if it was
Mhm.
me who was cheated on.
This is fair. But then sometimes the person who gets cheated on, they don't want to talk about it. They want to act like it didn't happen. That's not it either. Like, you
Yeah.
have to talk about it. You have to feel those feelings, the hurt. I think it's important too, and this is the honesty that hurts sometimes, where the person who's cheated has to then say why.
Yeah.
And sometimes it may be something about the person who got cheated on, and that hurts. Like, I already got cheated on, now I gotta find out you don't like me because I gained some weight. Like,
That's why I feel like if it's a fresh relationship, I'm ghosting you. I'm sorry.
You ghosted.
I am ghosting you. I'm getting out of there. I am disappearing. I'm changing my number. I'm moving. Don't contact
I'm
me.
moving.
My family is blocking you. All of that. I'm ghosting you. I'm sorry. You will never hear from me again. It's like we never happened.
That's fair. I don't think that's a bad decision. I'm actually cool with the person who cheated on me. Like, he's not a bad person. Again, I think it's a lot of internal battles, and this is me being able to give grace as a human, as a person.
Yeah.
That's not a bad man. He's just made a horrible decision that I don't have to accept. So as far as being in a relationship
That's
with
different.
me,
Yeah.
like a romantic relationship, that's out,
Mhm.
and that's okay,
Totally okay.
and hopefully for him, he then learns the lesson of, like, deal with this internal piece so that you don't keep redoing that.
Over
Like,
and
you don't want to
over.
be, if you don't want to be a cheater,
Right.
like, he learns the lesson. For the person, like for myself, who got cheated on, it's not really, the lesson is being able to sit through those feelings, being able to realize, like, because sometimes I'll be feeling like nobody would do that to me, like, which is, it's kind of delusional, because you're
They doing it to themselves if you ask me.
fair enough, but it can
Mhm.
happen to anybody. It doesn't matter who you
Yeah.
are. Everybody always talk about Beyonce. Anybody can be cheated on. It doesn't matter how great you are.
Nobody's safe in these streets.
Nobody's safe in these streets. And so I think for me, it did, like, shake me back into reality. Like, girl, it can happen. Not to say I want to live in that and, like, not trusting people, because I do. If I'm with you, you have my full trust.
Yeah.
I wasn't even thinking about that when he told me. It wasn't even like a possibility. Like, what?
But I think that's a part of having self-esteem. And I think that that's an important
Mhm.
part when it comes to relationship, is really knowing who you are and trusting who you are, because when situations like this do happen, your self-esteem is shot for most people. But because that wasn't on your mind, I'm sure, I will hope that you thought about yourself the same. Like, you didn't start to come down on yourself, which most people, they do come down on themselves, right? Like, you start to think, like, what is it about me that this person just does not like?
Ooh. Yeah, no.
Sorry, yeah.
Those are the internal pieces of sitting with those feelings though, and
Yeah.
working through them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. That did not come from me. But it just hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
My
of
feelings
course.
were hurt, and
Of
I had to,
course.
like, sit in that uncomfortability. My heart was broken.
Yeah.
And so that was it. But the self-esteem part, because I do have a strong foundation,
Mhm.
luckily that was not shot. I don't think it
Yes.
had anything to do with me personally.
Please don't be out here dating if you got low self-esteem. I would say that's like the number one thing. Like, because certain things are gonna happen, even if it's not cheating, other things might come up. Let's say that a fine woman walks by and your man looks. I'm looking with you, right?
I'm
That's how
looking
I'm thinking, because I feel good about myself. But if I don't feel good about myself, why are you looking at her? That's gonna be the response. But if you feel good, it's gonna be like, that lady looks good. Nothing wrong with that.
Levels, don't be staring, because that's just awkward.
Yeah, no, don't be staring.
That's-
Unless you like my partner who is legally blind, you're gonna stare, because you like, what am I looking at?
That is hilarious.
Ass. That's what you're looking at.
That's an ass. A big one. Okay, fair enough.
Yes.
Fair enough. You don't know all the things.
Yes. Yes.
But so we're talking about how to recover in relationship after cheating.
Yes.
Myra said, or we were talking about feeling those feelings.
Yes.
Seek therapy, consult. Some people, it may be marriage in church. I don't think anything's wrong with utilizing the people at church. For us, we're therapists, so may want to go to a therapist.
Mhm.
There's life coach. There's all type. Seek some professional
Yes, please. do.
help. And I think that's important.
Licensed professional help, please.
Yeah, let's.
I just gotta be clear about that. Because sometimes we be getting the wrong advice and I be
Mess
hearing
up
it and I'm like,
everything.
yeah, no. Licensed professional, please.
Licensed professional, seek the help. It takes a village for everything, and to get over
Yes.
infidelity, it's going, like I said, it's a lifelong road, so it's gonna take some time. So get that that licensed professional. I think community, but I think be careful in community of like you don't need to tell everybody.
Especially don't tell me because I'll have them beat up. So I'm just kidding, y'all. I am joking. I am totally joking. I will be there to support. When I say that, because I have said that to friends and they be like, I think you're serious. And I'm like, I'm not serious. I'm not about to have nobody jumped. I do think that, we should talk things out. I did just text my friend the other day, like, you want me to have him jumped? I don't mind.
Oh my goodness.
I'm joking, y'all.
She probably not. But talk to people about your situation. I think you are going to need community, but you also don't want too many people. It's too many. You already are dealing with your feelings, so you also don't want too many outside noises, all these different perspectives and things. So talk to your trusted people, have community.
And don't feel embarrassed to talk about it either. That's a big one.
Happens.
Please don't feel embarrassed. Yeah.
You'll be surprised how many
surprised.
people have been cheated on or have been the cheater.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and giving grace about that, I do think that you can move on. I think it's a choice to move on.
Yes.
It's okay if you want to bounce. We support you over here if you want to do that. If you want to stay, we support you too.
Yes.
All
love.
It's all love. It's your life.
Mm-hmm.
We don't get to make the decision for you, but
Right.
we definitely want you to sort out and understand why you're making either decision. If you're running away, if this is like your husband or something, is it you're running away because you don't want to deal with those feelings? Because it's going to be hard to come back after that. You have to rebuild trust.
Divorce is also okay.
We had that episode.
I stand firm on divorce is okay. If you don't feel like you could work through it, that is your life. Like, you do not have to stay with somebody just because of X, Y, and Z thing. You have to make a choice for yourself. Everything else will figure itself out. If you're worried about the kids and things like that, things will get figured out. But if you feel as though you cannot live the rest of your life like that and you feel unhappy, please, like, I want you to be happy in this life. Leave the person. It's okay to.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. I think for me, my biggest thing is just feeling good about your decision.
Exactly.
So when I walk away from something,
yes,
I'm always like, I'm still gonna deal with her, all the natural life things and feelings that come with it, but I don't leave with regrets of like, dang, I could have tried harder. I could have did this. Nah, I did the things. I know I did
Exhaust
this.
all your efforts, please. Like, especially if you feel like the person is important, right? Exhaust all your efforts, but also you are more important than that relationship.
Yeah, life gonna go on. Life gonna go on.
It is.
Yes. Anything you want to add to this before we do our takeaways?
Nah, that's all I got. That was my takeaway. Choose yourself, right? And even if that means choosing yourself and staying, that's okay too.
Choosing yourself and staying. Yeah. Yeah, I guess my takeaway would be
the face.
because it's rough out here.
It is rough.
Make your own decisions. Don't let social media make the decisions for you. Even us, we're talking about cheating, and like we discussed like the different forms of cheating. You get to decide what that is. You get to have your own standards and expectations for your partner because that's what's going to make you feel comfortable. So choose and decide, make your own decisions, and make sure you feel good about that at the end of the day. Yeah. Oh, let's do a product.
What you want to do with these products?
So we're gonna do this really, really quick. So Myra had this great idea because, as you all know, we do want more sponsors.
Yes.
And so Myra put me onto natural deodorant at this point, maybe like 3 years ago.
Yep.
And so I've been on a little journey with her. But this one I found on my own or on my Facebook because I got a Facebook still. There's people back home who be like sharing natural products, and this one is called White Tea and Vanilla Bean, and it's Kiss of Silk. And so this person is located in Indiana.
Oh.
And this deodorant,
nice.
This is a little one. It's not expensive. I forget how much this one was, but if you wear natural deodorant, you do know you're still going to sweat. So I can't promise you're not going to sweat, but you're not going to stink. That's the most important.
You're not going to stink.
You're not going to stink. And it just feels good. My skin is very, very sensitive. So it's smooth. I love this. And so this is actually Myra's. I'm gifting her this today.
Yay!
But yes, Kiss of Silk.
I
Come on.
love that.
Let's work together.
Ooh, okay. So I'm gonna share mine. It is Chalk Cosmetics. Y'all might be familiar with her. She is Snoop Dogg's daughter. And the reason why I love this is because she has the matching lip liner, which is absolutely amazing. And I love her products. And I love that it is all about embracing your beauty, embracing your power. So please check out her cosmetics and sponsor us, girl. You know you want to work with us. Come on over on the podcast. We in Long Beach, your city. So
Ooh,
come on over.
yes.
That's it for this week's episode of Black Women Healing Podcast, right?
This is it.
Yes. Okay, y'all.